Yesterday we interpreted, paying attention, right, Amos? Yesterday we did graphs, and we talked about the amplitude of the graph, the period of the graph, and the midline of the graph, correct? Now what if I don't get given a graph? What if I'm given an equation? So on the equation here, it shows you how you can get information. So the A value, there's A, B, C, and D for sine equations. The A value gets you your amplitude. It has to be the absolute value of A because your amplitude is always positive, correct? So if my A value on my equation was -3, my amplitude would actually be 3 because it's always positive. To get the period from an equation, you actually have a formula on your formula sheet. There's 2 of them in the sinusoidal function unit. These 2. That's it. That's all. So the period from an equation, it shows you here's B. It's 2 pi divided by B. Okay? It's on your formula sheet. So if B happened to be 2, then I would go 2 pi divided by 2, and the period would be pi. Okay? Horizontal phase shift, we just have to know if there is one or not. If it's like 2x, close bracket, there's no horizontal phase shift. If there's a number here, like 2x plus 7, then there is a horizontal phase shift. So if there's a C value, there is one. If there's not a C value, there's not. And the median value is just what D is. Your midline is Y equals D. So if you want the midline, you just go Y equals D. If you want the median value, you just tell me it is D. Because the midline is a line. Okay. For all the equations below, we're going to find these things. So let's go find the amplitude first. What's the amplitude of this one? 3. We don't write amp, we don't write A, we write amplitude. And I just wrote A. Come on, grab a mitt. Get in the game. Because it's the absolute value 3. Write out the word amplitude. No, you're not drawing arrows. There's more of them on the next page. Don't do it. Write amplitude. Don't write I am lazy and 3, because you could write I am lazy. If like you don't want to write the word amplitude, you might as well just write I am lazy. 3. Okay? Okay. What's the amplitude of this one? No one gave me a correct answer yet. What's the amplitude? Nope. It's 6. You guys remember the amplitude? Guys, the amplitude is the absolute value of A. Your amplitude is always positive. I told you if you go to a unit exam and it has an answer under amplitude of like negative whatever, cross it off. It can't be that. Your amplitude has to be positive. So it's the absolute value of -6. Absolute value always turns something positive because it's just the distance from 0. So how far is -6 from 0? 6. So that's why the absolute value always turns positive. So my amplitude is 6. What's my amplitude of this one? 0.5. Okay, what's the amplitude of this one? What's the amplitude of number 4? It's 1/2. Because it's the absolute value of A, right? And then we're next page. So let's go back. The next thing it wants is the B value, which I call the period. This is not a real word. Do not write period on your diploma. They will have no idea what you're talking about. But the reason why I call it the period is so that when they ask you for the period, you don't put the B value in it, which I get all the time. That's a common error. People will give me the B value as the period. The B value is the period. So it can't go in for period. It's something totally different. Period is fake. It's not real. Do not write it on your diploma. They will question you as to what the heck you're talking about. So we need the B value, the period. The B value, and if you don't remember, you have a formula, 2 formulas on your formula sheet. The top formula is A sine BX plus C plus D. Do you see that? B falls between sine and X, correct? So if I don't remember which one's B, it's on my formula sheet, yeah? So the B falls between sine and X. So what does B equal in this case? Between sine and X, what's there? 1. Some people tell me 0. If it's a 0, it would cancel off, right? Because when you multiply by 0, it's gone, so it can't be a 0. So b equals 1 for number 1. For number 2, what does b equal? 2. It's what's between the sign and the x. For number 3, what does b equal? 0.25. And 4, what does b equal? 5. Then we go back to 1. Okay. Too much talking. The next one wants the period. From an equation, the period is the only other formula on your formula sheet. Period equals 2 pi over b. And now that I have b, it's pretty easy to find. I don't want it as a decimal unless they ask for it as decimal, which they rarely do. So the period equals what? Oops, I'm not supposed to be here. The period equals 2 pi over b. What is b? So that reduces to just 2 pi. Okay? So 2 pi over b, you already found b above. Okay, next one. The period equals 2 pi divided by b. 2 pi divided by what? What is b? 2. And so then what's the answer? Pi. So it's half the period of the last one. Last one was 2 pi, this one is pi. All right. Period of this one. It equals 2 pi divided by 0.25. Now everyone, I need you to listen. If I put a pi into my calculator, no matter how hard I hit math enter, enter, it will never turn to a fraction. Because pi is a non-repeating, non-terminating decimal, and non-repeating, non-terminating decimals cannot be fractions. Only terminating or repeating ones can. You get taught that in grade 10. That repeating and terminating decimals can become fractions. Okay? So if I want to reduce this, I cannot put the pi in. So go to your calculator and type in 2 divided by 0.25. Don't put the pi in. We'll just add it back after. Everyone's trying it out because this is for you, not for me. 2 divided by 0.25. It ends up being 8 pi. Yes, because we're dividing by a quarter. And when we divide by a quarter, we're actually multiplying by 4. It flips, remember? Rationals? So this actually ends up being 8 pi. And when you divide by a fraction that's between 0 and 1, your number actually gets bigger. So you're multiplying by its reciprocal. Okay, and then 4, the period equals 2 pi divided by b. So 2 pi divided by 5. Can that reduce anymore? That's it. 2 pi over 5. That's it. Yeah, let's go back. This next one asks, is there a horizontal phase shift? We know there's a horizontal phase shift if and only if in this bracket we have x plus something or x minus something. We have to have that c, correct? So it's a yes or no answer. Does this one have a horizontal phase shift? I just have an x in the bracket, so no. Let's go to the next one. Does this one have a horizontal phase shift? Yeah, I have that -3, so there's a c value, so yes. Does this have a horizontal phase shift? Yes, because we have that c value of +4. Does this have a horizontal phase shift? Yes, we have the c value. Oh my goodness. Your paper screams, I don't try.
Checkmark means yes. Yes.
Your paper screams, I don't try.
This whole thing.
Yeah. All right. This one wants the median value. That's that line that cuts the graph in half, that midline that we drew. The median value is just the value of it. The median value is D. So whatever the heck D is, that is your median value. So what is the median value here? Now remember, D comes after the bracket, correct? So if we just had like y equals 2 sine x, what would my D be? Yeah, it'd be plus 0. So my median value would be 0. You're right. Okay, so what's my median value for this one? 2. So I go median value equals 2. And we're practicing this so we actually write it out correctly. So if someone's just writing 2, good luck, Godspeed. Your written response is going to be terrible. Next one. What is my median value? On this one? What do I have at the back behind the bracket? Yeah, the median value is 0. It's the D value, right? What's my median value for this one? No. It's close to 7, but it's not 7. Negative 7. So your amplitude's always positive, but your midline or median value is just whatever the heck D is. If it's negative, it's negative. If it's positive, it's positive. And then this one, your median value is what? Okay, then we go back for our midline. Our midline is the line that cuts the graph in half. So our midline, it's an equation, so it has to be y equals, and it's just y equals D, whatever the heck the D is. So if my graph was like this, my midline would be here at y equals 0, because it's the same amount up as it is the same amount down. Okay, that's my midline. It's a line, it's a horizontal line. So if I know my D value already, if I know my median value already, then I have my midline really easily. What do I just have to change? It's a midline. So what is it? Y equals 2. It has to be a line. And so y equals 2. It has to be a horizontal line. If you don't put y equals, it's not a line, it's just a number. Okay, this one, my midline is y equals what? 0. So this graph could be cut in half at the x-axis. So it would have the same amount of graph above the x-axis as below. This one has a midline at what? And this one has a midline at what? Okay. Give me the answers for all of those to this equation. It should be the same number as that. Yeah. So, the amplitude is what from a graph? From an equation, it's the absolute value A. From a graph, it is the absolute value of the max minus the min divided by 2, so it is 2. The midline is the line that cuts the graph in half, so you can count it up, count it down, or you can go y equals max plus min, which is the average divided by 2. So it should be y equals 3. Make sure you have y equals, or you do not have a midline and you get no marks. You have a median value. The period is how long it takes to repeat itself. So past to max, past to min, back up to that height is from 0 to 8. So the period is 8. My domain for every single one of these is x and the noun and the real, because it keeps going on for life. My range is a sandwich. So I'm going to have y such that, what's my lowest y? 1 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to my highest one, which is 5. Y is now in the real. So you always go low to high, and then 2 less than signs, or 2 slanted L's. I say loser, losing. They make L's. So 1 to 5, loser, loser, throw your y in between. Okay? And it's equal to those because that is actually how low the graph goes and how high the graph goes, right? And then it's in between is the inequality signs. So the equal to signs get you the 1 and the 5. The inequality signs get you the material between. All right. This one is the absolute value of the max, which is 3, minus the min, which is 7. Minus negative 7 divided by 2. So what's my amplitude? 5. My midline is y equals my max plus my min divided by 2, which is negative 4 divided by 2, which is negative 2. So my midline is y equals negative 2. You better not be backing up. I want binder open. I want binder not to be doing what you're doing. There's still like 7 minutes. I have no idea why those are being packed up. Plus, I'm going through answers. All right. Past a max, past a min, back up to that height. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ticks gets me to pi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more ticks would get me to 2 pi. My domain is x such that x amount of the reals. My range is y such that negative 7, quiet please, is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 3. Low to high always. So you should understand why you're doing the range that you're doing. Because I get people putting the things the wrong direction and it's chaos. And they're like, I hope she doesn't give me a domain and range. She's going to. She's me. You're getting a domain and range. At least one. Did I do that? Was there a third one? Oops. Okay. Amplitude is the absolute value of 5 minus negative 3 divided by 2, which is 4. The midline is y equals 5 plus negative 3 divided by 2, which is negative 2 divided by 2, which is 1. Now you should be able to check it as well. If I draw y equals 1, does it cut the graph in half? Yes. So your midline, you should be able to draw it and see that there's the same amount above as there is below. Okay? The period on our y-axis is the min, so I have to go all the way to the next min. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to pi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 2 pi. The domain is everything. And the range is y such that negative 3 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 5. Y is down the real. There's the other form, which is interval notation, which would have been taught in 20-1. It is not acceptable in 30-2. Only set theory. Only set, not set theory. Only set notation. Okay, next page. The amplitude is the absolute value of 5 minus negative 1 divided by 2, which is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. And my midline is y equals 5 plus negative 1 divided by 2, which is 4 over 2, which is 2. So I'm going to draw y equals 2. Is it the same amount above and below? It should be the amplitude, actually. So this is 1, 2, 3 up. This is 1, 2, 3 down. So you should prove your amplitude just by counting as well, because it's half the distance. The period is from min to max back to here, so it's 2 pi, same distance. The domain is x such that x and l are the reals. The range is from negative 1 to 5. Y such that negative 1 is less than or equal to y, less than or equal to 5, y-er. Okay. The next one, my amplitude is the absolute value of 7 minus 1 divided by 2, which is 3. And my midline is going to be y equals 7 plus 1 divided by 2, which is 4. And the period, I go past a max, past a min, back up to that height. The period is 5 pi. No, that's a lie. The period is 4 pi. Back up to that height. The domain is x such that x and l are the reals. The range is y such that 1 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 7. Y is now in the reals. And then our last one, our amplitude, is the absolute value of 2 minus a minus 4 divided by 2, so it's 3. Our midline is y equals 2 plus negative 4 divided by 2, which is negative 2 over 2, which is negative 1. So it's y equals negative 1. If I draw y equals negative 1, it'll be about here. And then this is 3 up, and this is 3 down. So that makes sense, correct? So you should be able to check it. The period, we start at the y-axis, past a min, past a max, back to that height. And it's pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, which is just pi. Should not be packing up x such that x is down to the real. Y such that negative 4 is less than or equal to y is less than or equal to 2. Y is now the real. Now,